Hi guys, in our other videos we have told you about top films, those films which are at the top of their respective genre. But today we have comprised a whole new list. This list has those films which we wish you haven't seen, and we will make sure you will never see these films.
You can have money, but when you pull off the last crime in American history...
Now you may be wondering about what we are talking about. But let me tell you one thing, there are generally three types of movies in our world.
We asked where the man from down under has been hiding.
You have a knife, but mine's bigger.
That's not the line.
Yes, it
That's
is.
not the line.
The first type has those movies which you proudly suggest to others. The second type belongs to those which have ability to kill your boredom, but they can be recommended to others. And the third type have such films, if you want to end your relation with someone, you can do it by recommending such films.
I got a 380 on each ankle, 38 on my right, 25 on my left, chopper in the trunk, Glock on my belt.
Now if it doesn't make it worst category of films, then I don't know what is your definition of worst movies. If you still don't understand, then Cine Wizard will help you in this matter. So welcome to our channel Cine Wizard, and today we will narrow down the worst movies of 2020. And without any further ado, let's get started. At number 10, we have the very excellent Mr. Dundee. The number 10 place of our list is taken by this Australian comedy film. Directed by Dean Murphy, it stars Paul Hogan himself.
I don't really like snakes. Don't like them either.
Mr. Dundee.
I'm not really Crocodile Dundee, you know. It's the character I play in the movies.
Oops. The premise of this picture is based on a life of Paul as he is trying to get his fame restored. Upon its release, it was slammed by critics, who declared this movie anything but excellent.
The Queen of England wants to bestow you with a knighthood.
What for?
You're the most successful independent film in history.
The execution of story and idea is boring and out of context. If you watch this movie, then at the end, you will definitely have no idea behind making this film. It is not funny, not a biography, and not a drama either. That's why many people did not like this film.
Paul Hogan.
Paul Hogan.
Paul Hogan!
I love him.
She loves you.
So I thought Paul Hogan was already dead.
Dead.
At number 9, we have The Tax Collector. Starring Shia LaBeouf and Bobby Soto, this movie is a legit example of unrelated action with its story.
You heard of me? What have you heard?
I owe you the devil.
Directed by David Ayer, this action movie tells the story of two friends who are tax collector for a local crime lord. But things get shaky when their old rival returns.
Has to pay the taxes.
What's up, Holmes?
If you're stacked short, go rob a bank. Rob your own mother. There's no excuses.
Too much violence and brutality have shown, but the storytelling fails to keep it hyped. Many scenes and dialogues feel unnecessary and unrelated with ongoing scenes. It has 4.7 rating on IMDb with 19% Rotten Tomato scores.
I'm supposed to terrorize the herd. That's my function.
God allows me to walk through the darkness and come back.
What did you see in me?
I heard that you were this big bad gangster.
At number 8, we got Songbird. Released on 11 December 2020, this science fiction thriller movie is directed by Adam Mason. It is based on current scenario of pandemic, but unfortunately, the makers of this film fails to take advantage of its premise.
Emerges.
COVID-23 has mutated.
Beginning thermal scan. Normal.
A horrifying new development
New
today.
data confirms the virus attacks the brain tissue.
It follows the life of a courier who have immunity against virus, and he must save the woman of his dreams. Starring KJ Apa and Sofia Carson in title roles, this film is a critical failure and slammed by people. Its uninspired and tedious execution of idea is the main reason behind its failure.
Good morning, Miss Garcia.
Good morning, sunshine. Sometimes we have to do things we don't want to survive.
At number 7, we got Inheritance. This thriller film is another example of waste story and plot. Written by Matthew Kennedy, this film has an amazing and intriguing idea, but sadly, it is wasted through depiction.
I know how to play the game.
This game, like life, requires forethought. It's not about where you are.
Please, I can't answer all your questions at once.
Featuring Simon Pegg and Lily Collins, this film follows a family whose patriarch suddenly passed, but he leaves a dangerous secret of inheritance behind.
Are there any old enemies of Dad's that I should be aware of?
Dump his body in the river.
The start of this film seems good, but as story moves forward, the whole film becomes boring and complex, which is why it made to this list of ours.
A lawyer, a banker, a politician.
Who'd you talk to?
The unholy trinity.
Your father had no right to do what he did.
At number 6, we got Downhill. It is common in industry to make remarks of successful movies, but one thing has to be sure, that the remake must be better than original.
Oh, thank you.
Die Hände in die Höhe.
Arms up like this.
Happy family.
My skin.
Die Stöcke vielleicht in die Höhe.
He wants pulls up again. He wants us to keep doing pulls up. I don't know.
Or at least something near the standard set by the original one. In this case of Downhill, which is a remake of Force Majeure 2014, nothing happened as mentioned early.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
This remake is simply bad and bad. Even if you considered it an original piece, it's still a disaster, and that's all.
How old are you?
30?
I don't understand why there weren't any warnings posted anywhere.
There was a warning.
What?
Posted at lifts, gondolas, hotel receptions, restaurants, shops.
At number 5, we got Artemis Fowl. If you made a movie which sucks in its visual effects, screenplay and storytelling, then even the fairies and goblins can save such film. That is the case with Artemis Fowl.
We want to know everything about the man you work for.
This isn't about the father. This is about the son.
Which is directed by Kenneth Branagh. It features Judi Dench, Josh Gad and Colin Farrell. The story is based on Artemis, a crime prodigy, who hunts down a secret society of fairies to find his missing father.
And smarter than I ever imagined.
Then take me with you.
This film has really bad visual effects and an absurd way of storytelling. No wonder it has rating of 4.2 on IMDb.
Authorities launched a worldwide manhunt for the famous collector. He is suspected to have been behind some of the biggest robberies ever.
At number 4, we got Dolittle. If a movie has stale humor, incoherent story with boring surprises, then even stardom of A-list actors can save such film from failure. If you want an example, you can see Dolittle. Based on famous novel of same name, it features an ensemble cast like Robert Downey Jr., Antonio Banderas and Michael Sheen.
We've no choice but to embark on this perilous.
But all stars like these couldn't save this film from being a critical and commercial failure.
You can talk to animals. Everyone pack your bags!
At number 3, we got The Turning. The genre of horror is considered one of the difficult type of films. That's why many horror films are slammed and criticized by people and critics.
Have you ever been a nanny?
This is my first. Your friends must love it here.
I have no friends.
The children are very special, Kate.
This film also includes in those films because it fails to deliver the horror.
May I ask how the parents died?
Well,
Hello? You have no friends?
yep,
Well, you have one now.
maybe.
Miles?
Nothing should have to suffer.
According to its original source, which is a novel of Henry James published in 1898.
Shouldn't be in here.
Like I'd tell.
You
need to take charge here, Kate.
I know what you're afraid of. Keeping the lights on won't keep you safe.
Its slow pace and character development is criticized and many people call it muddled movie. It has a rating of 3.8 on IMDb.
Stop.
Stop now.
We're not safe!
Stop giving tales.
At number 2, we have After We Collided. Directed by Roger Kumble, this romantic drama film starred Josephine Langford, Hero Typhon, and Dylan Sprouse. It is sequel to After 2019 movie, which was as bad as this film.
Tessa, open the door!
Is that Hardin Scott?
Hardin, you have two options here. Either you fuck me or you leave. You decide.
It is a critical failure but managed to succeed in generating a profit at box office. The reason behind the success of such films is adult content and stupidity of people who inspired by such kind of content.
You hurt me and I can't forgive you.
Nothing.
I didn't know what...
The people who got some real cinematic taste know well how bad it is. Apparently all critics know it, which makes this movie to get second place in our countdown.
There is no You're Tessa anymore!
At number 1, we have The Last Days of American Crime. Well, the number 1 place of today's countdown is fairly belongs to this worst film of 2020.
Criminals. We run these streets. But the government was about to fight back.
A lot of people have voted this film to be the worst film of last year. With lowest IMDb rating of 3.6, this movie is perfect example of disaster and failure. The premise is about one woman who plans a heist before government broadcast signal wipes out crime forever.
They use the signal to kill your brother. I want to use it to steal their money.
It has all factors and elements to make it worst. From confusing characters to cliches, you name it, and this film has it. That's why it makes perfect sense why it is named the worst film of 2020.
You a man who can help me steal $30 million? Your brother thought you were.
Well guys, it was today's countdown. We hope you have not watched any film from this list. But in any case, if you have watched, you can share your experience in comments. Cine Wizard will reply to your comments. For more videos like this, do subscribe and hit the bell icon.